All right, guys, so doing a little quick mini review on the Continental DWS06 Plus Tire on the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, the 2023 Veloce that we have. So I was going back and forth. If you guys watched the channel for a few years, I did the Michelin Pilot Sport for all seasons on the 2019, and I loved them. There was a lot of great things about that tire. But as the tire started to age and we started putting a lot more miles on it, it started to become a little harsh in the ride quality. It started to become very noisy. And I was really looking, being that the 23 is so much more refined than the 19 in terms of its quieter cabin, it's a bit smoother. I wanted to put a tire on the car that was going to change a couple of different things. Number one, I wanted better handling. I wanted better steering. I wanted a smoother feel as far as rolling on the highway. I wanted less road noise, and it wanted a smoother ride. So going back and forth, there was a Bridgestone that I was looking at, but there's no ETA. They're out of stock. I was talking to my TR wholesale manager, and he was like trying to push me into a Goodyear that was like $600 for the set, but there were no reviews on them online, and I was a little reluctant on doing that. Now, if you guys are familiar with the high-performance all-season tire, the DWS06 has been Continental's flagship for years. Now, it's always been the best in like the rain. It's always been smooth, it's always been quiet, it has a good ride quality, and it's always been really good in the snow. Where the DWS06 lacked was always in the steering response, braking, and handling. They always, over the years, they've always had complaints about that, and I even had complaints about that as well when I've installed those on customers' cars. Mostly high performance, high horsepower sedans like a BMW M5, an E63 AMG, an Audi RS6. I've just noticed that the handling just wasn't the same as a Pilot Sport Cup 2 or a Michelin Pilot Sport 4S. So they went to the drawing board, and their benchmark for this particular tire was the Michelin Pilot Sport 4 all season. And I will tell you, they made a substantial improvement in the handling and steering feel of the car. So when you're driving the Stelvio now and you're putting any steering input, you guys can probably see it right there, you're going to get a little bit of roll that's in the chassis, but you're actually getting a little bit more weight and you feel a little bit more grip in the front end now versus the original Continental SportContact LX Plus, whatever was on this car OEM. This new tire feels much more dynamic. It feels much more sportier. Another thing too that I've noticed, we've got over 600 miles on these tires already, is the braking performance is insane right now compared to OEM. It actually feels that I did a brake pad upgrade on the car, and I didn't. That's just the tire compound and the tire design biting into the pavement better than the OEM tire. So a couple of things I noticed, like I said, a little bit more weight in the steering, which I like, because this does have a new geometry versus the earlier cars, which were a little bit quicker, a little bit sharper. This is toned down a little bit. It's got a little bit of a slower rack. So this tire seems to complement this vehicle perfectly. I wouldn't put this tire on a 911. I wouldn't put it on my BMW M3. I think this tire would probably be ideal for like an AMG S-Class, a Porsche Macan, Audi, SQ5, the Alfa Romeo Stelvio. I think depending on what you're looking for in a performance tire, this is going to be a great alternative. Because like I said, once you come out of this category, now you run into a touring-only tire. And with a touring-only tire, you're really not going to get the braking. You're not going to get the handling. And, if you want the performance and you want a good trade-off, I think this tire exceeds all the categories and benchmark as far as what we're looking for in this type of segment of a car. We wanted something quieter. We wanted it to ride better. We wanted it to handle better. The braking performance is just something that's just added to the benefits of this tire on the car. But I'm going to pull over. I'm going to show them to you. I'm going to show you a little bit about the design of the tire, and we'll wrap up this quick little review on the Continental DWS06 Plus on the 2023 Alfa Romeo Stelvio Veloce. All right, we're just going to take this turn over here. Let's just go through this road here. We'll whip through it, and then we're going to go back and we're going to talk about the handling of the DWS06 Plus. But you could see, the reactivity of this tire on this vehicle is awesome. Really, really awesome. You can hear it also, cabin noise is like nil. It's a much quieter, much smoother rolling tire than the OEM. So that's what I wanted. I didn't want to sacrifice the dynamics and the handling of this vehicle, because I'm pretty much, when I drive it, this is how I drive it. But I wanted to increase certain criteria that was going to maximize the performance of the Stelvio platform. I mean, you can see it here. I mean, I'm going through these corners pretty quickly, and I'll do a hard stop for you guys right now. I mean, the braking performance is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal with this tire. We'll do it again. I mean, unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable how good the braking performance has gotten just by changing the tires. And that just shows you how important tires are to a car in terms of active and passive safety and driving comfort and performance. So we'll do it again. Insanity. So I'm gonna pull over now. We'll talk more about the DWS06 Plus. All right, guys, just pulled over. Let me show you the thread design of the DWS06 Plus. You kind of see it here. Looks very similar than the prior design. So DWS, dry, wet, snow. If you look here, look at these little sipes that are into the thread design right here. This is actually what helps you in light snow. Now, you can see it right there. The threads are pretty soft, but it has a pretty stiff sidewall. You can see here too. Another thing I like about these tires, aesthetically, it looks better. So you have a much more rounded shoulder and a smoother sidewall. So for me, I never loved the OEM tires with all those ribs going around when I'm putting tire dressing on. Also, you have a little bit of an edge guard right down here that's built into the tire. It's not much, but it's definitely something if you're not careful parking and rubbing against the curbs. But aesthetically, I think they look great. They perform great. You can see it here. The only thing that I've noticed on some of the tires, there seems to be a little imperfection in manufacturing from the mold. Like right here, you can see right there, there's just a shiny spot here and here. That's part of the way the tire came out of the mold. A couple of tires, they have that. It's just a manufacturing QC thing. Also, these tires are all made in the same country. That's something that I'm running into a lot with Michelins. You'll get some tires that are made in America. Some of them are made in France. These are made in Romania. You can kind of see that there. But overall, I think they look freaking great. I think I paid a little under $1,000 for the complete set. Another thing I point out too, if you guys are concerned about, road force, if you guys are familiar with Hunter road force balancing, just been having some issues with Continental tires lately. We had on these had to be force matched 3 of the 4 wheels, which means you have to take the tire, break the bead, and rotate the rim assembly to get the high and low spots matched to get the most optimal balancing. We also just did a Ferrari restoration on a set of 512 TR wheels that the customer sent Continental tires because we couldn't get the Michelins. And the same thing, we spent a considerable amount of time rotating and road force matching those wheels and tires. I don't know if it's just Continental is having some QC issues, or maybe it's just because of the softer sidewall or the way these things are coming out of the mold that they're just causing some issues with that. But overall, I think it's a great tire. I think it's a great complement to the Alfa Romeo platform, and I definitely highly recommend these. Like I said, the Michelin is also a solid tire, but the only thing about the Michelin, it's a much firmer ride and it's a bit noisier. Also, thread wear on this is significantly higher than the Michelin, so this will definitely last you easily 3 to 4 years if you're driving the car 15, 20,000 miles a year, without a doubt. But I don't know, I like them. If anybody out there has got these tires, has had the DWS06 Plus, not the earlier models, but if you guys had the Plus, post it in the comments below. I want to just hear your feedback. But you saw from the driving, I mean, I drive this car fast and aggressively all the time when I'm alone, and the handling is there, the steering weight is there, and the braking performance is absolutely incredible with these tires. So that's 600 miles on the Alfa Romeo so far. Very happy with them. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to report back with snow because I don't think I'm going to be living in the Northeast by the time that happens. But also in the rain, we had a lot of rain recently, and these tires in the rain are even quieter and smoother. If you guys know about the physics with rain and how it fills up all the voids in the asphalt, that has a lot to do with it. But the tire is a quiet tire, very smooth tire, great grip, great handling, and overall, I think a great value. So thanks for watching this video. If you guys have a Stelvio on lease, or you have an earlier model and you're looking for tires and you don't want to go OEM, I highly suggest you go for this. Don't be concerned about it being an ultra high performance all season, because to be honest with you, the way the climate's going around, when nobody's really getting blizzards anymore, you know, where we live in the Northeast, that's happening in other parts of the world, and you're probably going to have a different vehicle to go out in those types of storms anyway. But if you want the handling, you want probably the best snow performance in the category, and you don't want to sacrifice going back and forth with multiple sets of wheels and tires and changing them up throughout the year, I definitely recommend the new Continental DWS06 Plus for a sport SUV or a high-performance luxury sedan. So thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned for more content. I'll see you guys in the next one soon.